Hey everyone, as you can see, I'm still looking a little down and out. As you know, I was going through the thing where I lost my job with the regional airline that I was just with for almost a year. So, it put me into a really big depression. I laid around for about 4 days, I want to say, just trying to figure out, where I was gonna go and, and other things like that. So, excuse my appearance, but I promise I'm cute. But anyway, like I know I told you guys before that I didn't have the courage to tell my parents what was going on. So I finally had that conversation with my parents yesterday. And one of the reasons why I didn't want to tell them is because I didn't want the disappointment from them. But while I was lounging around in bed for 4 days, I was still doing applications to be a flight attendant elsewhere. And I actually got a video interview with one airline, with a mainline airline. So fingers crossed about that. I'm actually going to complete it tonight once I do my hair and my nails and things like that. And then I also have a face-to-face with another regional airline December 13th. So I'm pretty excited about that. I feel pretty confident just because I've been through the whole regional process before, but you never know. But I'm still hoping this is my time to get a second chance. And I'm a real believer in God and everything, and I believe everything happens for a reason. So back to my parents. The reason why I couldn't tell my parents, I believe, now that everything is kind of settling down, is because I didn't have a plan. It was because I didn't have a plan. That was my plan, to start my career as a flight attendant. So when that happened, I just thought about the disappointment in them. And also, like I told you before, I don't know if I said this, but I feel like I took a privilege away from everyone when I was separated. So, I was kind of feeling down about that because I had an uncle that was actually going to visit Hawaii to see his daughter next week. And I just felt bad about all of that. But I figured that out for him. I actually got one of my friends to, let him, go on one of their passes. So that's exciting for me. That would make me happy. Sorry if I'm rambling on, you guys. My thoughts are just all over the place today. But back to my parents. So I didn't want to tell them because of the disappointment and because I didn't have a plan. So as I was lounging around for those 4 days, that's when I received the face to face with the regional airline and the video interview with the main line. So I felt like, okay, now at least if I go and tell my parents what's going on, at least now I have a plan. Like, yeah, mom, I kind of got separated from my job, but I have another video interview and I have an actual face to face interview coming up as well. So, but honestly, ultimately, they were really supportive. Honestly, my mom was more upset that because I didn't even go home for 4 days. I stayed at my boyfriend's house because I was just too ashamed, honestly. And I'm actually with my mom right now. But my mom was more upset that I didn't come to her. Like, like she told me, there's no plane tickets or free trips that's worth my feelings, basically. Like, she doesn't ever want me to feel like something like that would disappoint her. Like, she told me she would have been disappointed if I came to her and just willingly quit my job with no plan. That's when she would have been upset. But ultimately she was very supportive. My father, on the other hand, don't get me wrong, I love my father, supportive man. But I mean, just more than a supportive man, raised me right, love my dad. Females, we all know how dads are. We all know how dads are. And when I told him, they actually live in the same house, but he came home a little later, and we both told him what was going on. And his response, honestly, at first while I was talking, I feel like all he heard was womp 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 womp, reliability report, womp 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 womp, not flying anymore. And the first thing my dad said was, "Oh my God, so we can't fly anymore. We can't fly for free anymore." And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that was the worst thing he could have said, honestly. And I'm not bashing my dad. I love my father. But that was, to me, I felt like disregard my feelings. Like, disregard that I haven't even been over here, in 4 days because I was scared to even face you guys, because I already felt like I let you down. I already felt like I took a privilege from you. Disregard all of that. And I just feel like it wasn't supportive for him to say that. But my at the end of the day, he realized what he said was wrong and, tried to fix it. And even though I still felt like, that was a part of the reason why I even felt like I had all of that pressure on me as a flight attendant. Because one thing I can say is, as a flight attendant, if you've never been one, you do not know how it feels. It's pressure, because at the end of the day, like I said, you have people flying on you, and I wish it wasn't like that, but ultimately that's how it is. And I just wanted my dad to understand that no amount of free flights is worth who you are, or no amount of free flights is worth you disregarding someone else's feelings, especially, your daughter, your son, or whoever. Like, I think sometimes in the real world, in the reality world, because sometimes us flight attendants, we live a different lifestyle, others have to understand what we go through, and what we go through is a lot, so. But ultimately, he did apologize, and, he realized what he said was wrong. And at the moment, he was only thinking about that one thing, but he does realize the picture is bigger than that. So, since yesterday, like, I've been hanging out with my mom, every day. Well, I told her yesterday, but I hung out with her all day yesterday, and I've been hanging out with her all day today. So I just want to give you guys a little update on that and let you know that I did finally tell my parents what happened. So shout out to everyone that did comment to me, the 2 people that did. So if anyone want to leave any comments, tell me if you've ever been through this, or anything like that. And I'll also keep you guys updated on my face-to-face when I attend that, and let you know how it goes, good or bad. And like I said, I'm also going to complete my video interview tonight. And I'll actually make another video tonight when I'm all dressed up with my video interview outfit on. So again, thanks for whoever listened and watching. Subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm going to take you on this road with me, good or bad. Leave comments or anything like that, and let me know how you feel.